So we've just done the basic prep, which I do with a lot of wild vegetables, which is just to separate the green stuff from the stalky stuff. So we've got Ramsons there with the stalks that I'm going to fry, Hogweed with the leafy bit, and again the stalks I'm going to fry, and then Nettles. So I'm going to boil those leaves, but I've picked down, these are some sort of more advanced nettles, so they've got a bigger stem to them, which is actually quite good texture wise. I want to make the best of it. So I'm going to fry those together with these and these. I'm going to cook these down. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to chop these, and we've got like a coconut dal. So we'll fold the cooked nettles and the cooked and just the briefly chopped Ramsons and Hogweed leaf, and then these chopped stalks we'll have as a bit of a side to the dal. So just need to chop these and these. I'm going to chuck the nettles things in whole. They're a bit like hop shoots, like this. They're like sort of slightly more leafy hop shoots, and they crisp up nicely, those nettle stems. And by the way, there's a lot of confusion around stems and stalks. So these are Hogweed and Ramsons stalks, but that's a stem. So the stem is like the trunk of a tree, or the branches of the tree. A bit more substantial, and also usually at the point at which we want to eat them, like for example with asparagus, stems are juicy, sweet and tender. Stalks are a bit more crunchy, which is why you need to, they're crunchy, right, because they're fibrous, and that's why you want to chop them down a bit. So you can hear that hissing. We've got some nice hot oil there. These are the Ramsons stalks and the Hogweed stalks, and now the nettle tops have been pared down. Possibly a little bit too hot now. Let's turn it down. So I'm going to let that cook for a couple of minutes, plus a little smidgen of sea salt, which always helps crisp things up a bit more. And then and obviously just check these leaves for butterflies. We did find, not butterflies, caterpillars. We did find a caterpillar in amongst the leaves. There's a few species of caterpillar, e.g. peacock and I believe red admiral. They lay their eggs and then have caterpillars on the nettle leaves. So you've got to look out for that. Because we want to share the nettles with all the insect species that use them. So yeah, just going to let these tenderize. The nettles are kind of funny. They're quite a fibrous leaf, which is why you've got to make sure that they get soft. Depending on how much you like chewing, but I'm a bit fussy about chewing too much. You've got to make sure you cook these leaves till they're tender, which is usually a good 3 or 4 minutes. And then we've got this coconut dal going on the back hob there. That's one we made earlier. We're not going to talk about that too much, but it's coconut dal, and we're going to add nice things to it. Okay, I think those are nearly done. Yeah, so we can say these are nettle tops that look like hops, well, hop shoots anyway. And I guess the thing is with these nettle leaves is that there's a little bit of water. I've only put a little bit of water in there. So I think we probably end up not needing to drain that water, it'll just cook off. now I'm just going to chop the hogweed leaves. But yeah, lovely sort of aromatic, slightly sweet flavour, almost even a hint of coconut in the leafy bit of the hogweed. And chop the Ramsons leaves. I always say, like, think of this as like chives, really. If you cook Ramson leaves for longer than a few seconds, you kind of lose the heat. But having said that, if you want to cook them for longer than a few seconds, you can actually cook them down like spinach, and that you get this kind of oniony spinach. Right. So I'm going to put that in the dal and then take the dal off the heat. There we go. Just let that wilt a little bit in the heat. And then, as I said, the moisture on those nettles is pretty much cooked off. I'm going to give that a little sprinkle of salt as well. Nettle tops, a little bit of Ramsons and hogweed stalks. I think we're pretty much done there. Take off the heat and just a little smidge more leaf there. Yeah, and then in the background here I'll just cut some bread. Just to say, because this dish is vegan, it's always nice to have that combination of a grain and a pulse, because between them, like the combo of the proteins in the grain and the proteins in the pulse comes together, and it gives you the full-blown the amino acids come together and gives you the full-blown protein that you'd have in meat. So that's like peas and rice, I don't know, chapati and dal, beans on toast even. You know, think about that. You've got that protein thing there. So it's always good to have pulses and grains together. And of course, in actual fact, the nettle is another protein source. I mean, it's not like eating meat, cheese, or lentils. But as leaves go, nettles do have a lot of protein. So they're just like a little damp. They're not bone dry, but it's nice because the flavour in the liquid is cooked back into the leaves. There we go. So coconut dal with hogweed and Ramsons leaf, nettles, and nettle tops with hogweed and Ramson stalks.